Okay, welcome back. A quick one, as I said. My guest is Honorable Wale Raji. He's a member of the House of Representatives. He's seeking a third term, and he's been telling me about projects that have been going on in his constituency, you know, all of it cumulatively over the past 8 years. Now he's wanting a third term, and at least within his party, he was overwhelmingly voted for to indeed go contest. Honorable Wale Raji, now that you've given us an insight into how it works, the way a parliamentarian, you know, gets his work done, there are some that are individually and personally sponsored, but largely it's about knowing your people, it's about lobbying for them, it's about ensuring that projects, you know, constituency projects are indeed done and all of that. Thank you very much. You've given us an insight into that. But you touched on something like the lighting project, the solar light projects that there will be a second phase today. Now, you were saying that this is brought about by the unfortunate incidents of criminality because of all this darkness. Do you think that is a problem in Lagos? And whereas we're working around it or against it, the actual permanent solution surely would be that these people, these youths, if they are youths, if they were gainfully employed, and it's not just an Ekpe thing, not just a Lagos thing, it's a national thing. If these youths were actually gainfully employed, then we wouldn't have this much of a problem. Do you think that we as a people have missed it by not concentrating on that aspect about developing the youth from, you know, instead of all the people that we see around Agberos doing apprenticeship in that area, they take it as a serious job, and anything could happen. Do you think we could do a lot more about our youth development and ensuring that they are educated as if, maybe whether they like it or not, it's a rule, it's the law. You must be in school as opposed to what we have now.
Yes. Well, like you said, issue of crime, banditry, and what have you, is a national problem. And you know, Lagos is a mini Nigeria. So everybody, you know, seek the greener pasture.
Lagos is
in Lagos.
Yes.
So, and for your information, there are so many, right now, many of the people creating problems are not necessarily regular residents of Lagos State. You know, you see, like in my constituency, for instance, now, you'll be surprised. Many of the Okada riders there, you know, they are they're not non-Yoruba speaking, you know, and I do not want to mention any particular part of the country, but they are non-Yoruba speaking. So, that gives you an indication of where they are from. But
it's not exactly a very straightforward issue.
It's not a very straightforward issue. Now, but the Lagos State government, the successive Lagos State government have made efforts, you know, towards youth empowerment. You know, you will recall that right now we have the Employment Trust Fund, you know, which has created opportunities for young men and women with entrepreneurial ideas, you know, to get finances at affordable, you know, and as easily accessible funds to develop their businesses, you know. So, and also industrialization in my constituency, for instance. You have the Dangote refinery up there. You have the Lagos Seaport, Lekki Seaport up there, and
so all of these will help.
Definitely, it has helped. It has helped. You know, it has helped.
And can only get better,
and Lagos State, the RRS and all what the efforts of the present administration. In Lagos State, you know, has really reduced the crime rate, but our standard, Lagos is relatively safer than any other part of the country. But our aspiration in Lagos is to have a zero
Indeed.
crime rate
a zero
in
crime rate,
in
at least
Lagos
working
State,
towards that.
and we are working towards that.
Okay.
So, but apart from activities to curb the activities of criminals, it's not as if it's a major problem, but also to promote nightlife, in Epe. And that has really, for instance, our night market. Night market in Epe is one of the areas that have benefited from our Light Up Epe program.
There is a night market.
Oh, there's a night market.
When you say night market, does that mean that the market opens around 6 o'clock?
Oh, yes.
And then,
yes,
continues till...
By First Bank in Epe. Just an extension of the Aitoro market, which is under construction right now. It's one of the areas that benefited under the first phase. But this second phase now, we have identified areas that all these 840 high-powered solar street lights will be installed. We are starting today, and within the next 1 week or so, the project, most of dark spots will be
on the way. Okay. As I said, we now have an insight into what you, as an individual, Honorable Wale Raji, what you've been working on and what you hope to continue with. Now, let's look at the wider subject matter of the battle for Lagos, because this federal constituency here, there are other parties who are also gunning for that particular seat.
Yes.
It's natural. That's democracy, and that's all of that.
Yes.
So you've given us a very good account of your experience and your service to the people. But every time you go for revalidation, every 4 years you go for revalidation by the people at large. How do you see it? Because our subject matter is the battle for Lagos.
Yes.
Do you think it's going to be? How are you? Well, you would have to be optimistic.
Yeah.
But imagine the PDP is interested in that particular seat. It's traditionally been APC, Labour, and all the parties have a right to be interested.
Yes.
Do you feel any apprehension?
No, we see over the years, APC, Lagos State has been a progressive state.
Yes.
No doubt about it. From the days of AD, AC, ACN, APC, and we'll give it to our leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for the solid foundation that was laid in 1999, that successive governors, of the state have been building on, And over the years, we have earned the confidence of the people of Lagos State. And, since Asiwaju left, none of the governors that succeeded him, has been a disappointment to the people of Lagos State. Is it Fashola you want to talk about? That took development of the state to another level. Ambode came, built on it, and here we are. Mr. Selebu himself, Sanwo-Olu, that has taken development in Lagos State under Sanwo-Olu has taken a new dimension. In the area of school education, he has done very well to reduce out of school. The number of out of school children in Lagos State. We've done very well in the area of education. We've done very well in the area of infrastructure. We've done very well in the area of agriculture. In my constituency, recently, the foundation of a facility for processing of agricultural inputs, agricultural products, was laid, And when this is completed, it's been said to be probably the largest in the whole of Africa. So that's happening. And in the area of employment, and in the area of security, Lagos State is much, much safer than any other part of the country. So we have earned the confidence of the people of Lagos State. And I'm sure, and in addition, our leader is on the ballot this time around. And that's a plus to us. So
you're talking about
Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I mean, it is the contest. The choice, the choice is obvious. It's obvious, before the people of Lagos State. And from the feedback that we've been getting, there's no doubt that Lagos State remains APC state, and we are going to consolidate our hold on.
And that's across the board, from the House of Reps to the Senate,
the presidential,
right to the governorship,
the presidential, the governorship, all our senators, all our House of Reps members, all our House of Assembly members.
You expect that they will all do very well.
We have a good team, a winning team.
Talking about Ekpe, your area, the federal constituency there, we're talking about agriculture, but maybe I can put fisheries under there.
Yes.
Maybe a bit illegitimately, but still. That is one thing that Ekpe is known for.
Yeah.
It's seafood, products from the sea. Has there been any development in that? It is known, but in terms of blowing it up and possibly expanding it, supplying anything in that area. Have you had reason to work in that particular?
Yes,
area?
good enough. You are aware of, if you know Ekpe very well, we have a traditional fish market in Ekpe, known as Oluwo Market. Our amiable Senator Tokunbo Abiru recently, redeveloped that market, to create, to make the area, the market more conducive, for the fish sellers and those who visit, and their patrons, And also before, I also intervene in that area with the provision of a processing and storage facility in that market. Today, that place is wearing a new look. Courtesy of Honorable Abiru.
All right, Mr. George has called in from Lagos. A fine morning to you, Mr. George.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning to your guests. Can you hear me, please?